The Jawnski is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Miltus freaking Tanae Militiaman, my name is King Prime, and welcome back to another video on the Jawnski channel. Today we are going to be reviewing a very new item, the one that was just released maybe today. There's been no buzz in the Halo community surrounding this, even though the Halo community on Twitter is very, 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 very loud. I've heard nothing about this figure or the other figures that came in the wave with it, but today I picked up this awesome Halo the Spartan Collection George figure. Of course, Jorge-052 from Halo Reach. Everyone's second favorite Spartan, because everyone's first favorite Spartan is Chief, and if you say it's not Chief, you're a liar, and you should feel bad about yourself. George is everyone's second favorite because he's the gentle giant that we all love and deserve and strive to be, because he's adorable and we love the gentle giant. He's just fantastic. Halo Reach was my first Halo, was my first introduction to the franchise, and I loved this guy a lot. He was my favorite character. It pained me when, spoiler alert for a 10-year-old game, when he bet it. When George died, I was not the happiest of campers. But hopefully he's hanging out in a slip space cave along with Emil, who's hanging out with in the getting stabbed through the chest cave, and the Carter, who's in the explosive Pelican cave, and the Noble 6, who's just in the regular cave. I like George. George is my favorite. So like I said, this figure is, stop that, brand new. I just picked it up today, and I absolutely love it. I think it is fantastic. It is huge. I'll give it that. Just to zoom out a little bit. I did have to stand my camera all the way up to get this guy in frame. But bringing in the Halo Infinite Master Chief, the better one, the one that has the good detailing and the grappling hook on his arm, as well as another figure in this wave, Kelly-087. George towers over both of them. It's not even fair. Like, he's so tall. And he's wide. He's a chunky boy. I can't believe how just gargantuan he is. The box is fairly standard. It's just a normal Spartan Collection box. On the back, it has all the information you need about what it comes with, and a real cool product shot of that figure. But the figure itself, actually, it's pretty good. I like it, but I have a few problems with it. The biggest one being all of the Halo Reach Noble Team members that we've gotten so far. We've gotten Noble 6, we've gotten Kat, we've gotten June, and we've gotten Emil. At least for June and Kat, they have removable or alternate unhelmeted heads, because they had taken off their helmets multiple times in the game. But for whatever reason, George here doesn't have that. George doesn't have an alternate head, which I find very annoying. I hate when companies do that. Jazwares, you should feel ashamed of yourself. It's really just a pain in my ass. Because now I'm going to have to go track down someone who can, because my freaking mind won't let me be until I have a alternate head to display him with. So I'm going to have to find someone who can make a George unhelmeted head. So it's just really annoying. I wish Jazwares wouldn't have done that, because it's going to bug me. It's fine with characters like Chief, obviously, because Chief never shows his face. But George does multiple times, and in some of the best emotional scenes in the game are with George and no helmet. So we can't even recreate his last scene in the game when he tells Noble 6 to make it count and throws him out the Covenant Corvette, because he doesn't have an unhelmeted head, and that makes me angry. But all can be forgiven. Like I said, I do really like this figure. It is awesome. It's huge. And it comes with stuff. just not an alternate head. So, of course, it comes with the backpack. In my first take of this, the backpack fell right off. I thought that because it doesn't have, like, this peg that you can pull out and put, like, rifles and stuff in his back, I thought that because it had these 2 tabs to just plug in, that it wouldn't be very secure, and it would just fall, what the heck? And then it would just fall out a bunch, but, like, I have to whack its head against the the desk here to actually get it to fall out. It's in there pretty well. So I really like that. Another thing I really like is his excellent chrome, bronze / gold head visor, which you can kind of see my reflection in. Hello, me. That's me with a huge forehead. But you can see my hair, so that's cool. But it's such a gorgeous finish. The same thing, like, if you have the first series of Halo figures, there's a variant of all the Spartan collection figures where either the visor will be gold like this, or gold or chrome like this, or it'll have a matte finish with, like, sparkly paint like this Chief does. I like this better because this is more realistic to what Spartans would actually look like, and also because we are simple-minded people and really like shiny colors. And this is shiny, so therefore I like it. It's excellent. 10 out of 10 by Jazwares on that one. George also comes with his chain gun. I think the actual designation for this is the M247H Heavy Machine Gun, which is a beast in the game. You can melt anyone's shields with this, but it's still a cool piece. It's very big, and I guess the reason that we have this and the backpack is because George is huge, and so the reason we don't have the head is because we have this huge gun, this huge backpack, and all the hands, which I still need to go over. But there's no reason why we don't get a head, because we know that Black Series, Star Wars Black Series has the deluxe figures that are like $30 a piece that have a bunch of accessories and also removable helmets, or like with Dooku. With Grievous, he has all 4 of his lightsabers, a pistol, and a cloak. I wouldn't mind paying a couple dollars more for George to have a unhelmeted head. It's kind of common sense. It's an essential part of his character, but, you know, let bygones be bygones, and I'll somehow find a 3D printer to make myself an unhelmeted George head. So let me freeze frame real quick and get the gun in his hand. So freeze frame.
Brown. What? I'm shitting!
Freeze frame, unfreeze, and oh man, that is a handsome action figure. He poses very well, and I just learned from putting his hands in putting his weapon in his hands, has a very firm grip on everything that he grabs. So that chain gun is not going to fall out of his hand anytime soon. Like I said earlier, though, he does come with extra hands. Let me just move George out of the way here for a second. I'll show these off. He comes with 2 sets of pointing hands and 2 sets of these weird, like, go hands, or whatever, the 2, like the Luke Skywalker salute, I like to call it, hands. Then he has on both sides, and then he has, for whatever reason, a single fist for his right hand. Don't know why he needs that. He doesn't usually punch anybody. George is not a melee-centered character. In fact, nobody in Reach really is, except for like Emil in that one cutscene. So he comes with all those, even though he doesn't need them. Because all these hands, I'm not gonna lie, are pretty useless. All this plastic probably could have been used for a alternate head, an unhelmeted head, but for whatever reason, we got this, and that makes me a little bit sad. So yeah, whatever. We'll live, I guess. It's cool to have, but I'm not going to use them. I'd rather just have George himself on the shelf. And he is quite excellent, so I think you should pick him up. Real quick, I'll go over his articulation. He has, of course, a ball-jointed head, as well as it's really stiff here. You can see the joint in there. A soft ratchet at the base of his neck, so he can look down. I'm not going to force it right now because that'll probably end up snapping his head. He has the traditional butterfly joints in here that are super tight, that all Spartan collection figures have, as well as ball jointed and soft ratcheted shoulders, bicep swivel at the top of the bicep, as well as a double jointed elbow here, a very nice rubbery joint so that you can get some flex in there whenever you have him doing a pose like this with the chain gun. He has ball jointed, like, I'll show you the examples of the ball, not ball joint, a peg joint on the hand with a single soft ratchet that can allow it to flex back and forth like that. He has a nice, I think it's a barbell joint at the waist, or at least at his abs, so he can do that, as well as he can rotate here. It's just very hard to do it because it's a new figure, but he can rotate at the bottom a little bit at his actual waist. He has a nice, there we go, there's a backpack off, nice ball joint at the hip, as well as a thigh swivel. Another one of those nice gummy double knee joint, as well as the knee pad, so you can get nice kneeling poses, and a super huge calf. I love his calves. They're just chunky, and I like armored characters like Paz Vizsla and, like, well, George here, as well as a pretty limited soft ratchet joint at the at the ankle, as well as a ankle pivot and one single toe joint. So overall, very good posability. It's pretty standard for every Halo Spartan Collection action figure, but it's appreciated regardless. So you can get pretty nice dynamic Spartan poses. So overall, George is excellent. I'm just going to say it. He's excellent. I just have that one gripe about the head. That's keeping it from being like a super awesome action figure that I would recommend for anyone to have. I would only get this one if you're going for completion. Like I am, I get Blue Team and Noble Team. I don't really collect the multiplayer figures, but I have all the named ones so far. And I plan to get all the named ones that they make because I love Halo and I love Noble Team. Even with a lacking of an alternate head, I am going to get Carter and... oh my god, Carter's all that's left. Everyone else has been released. Yeah, so I mean, I'm still going to get Carter. And then I'll just have to cope and, you know, man up about the alternate head thing. It's just that Jazwares, if you're listening, do the right thing. Make sure all these characters that can have unhelmeted heads have them because they deserve them. And yep. That's basically it for this review, folks. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I very much appreciate it. Make sure to share this around with all your Halo collector people, Facebook groups, or just friends, anyone who likes Halo Reach or likes George. And yeah, that's it. So take care, folks. And as always, peace.